you understand. Au 31 du mois d'août, au 31 du mois d'août, l'on vit venir sous le vent à nous, l'on vit venir sous le vent à nous, une frégate d'Angleterre qui fendait la mer et les flots, c'était pour attaquer Bordeaux. Chorus. Buvons un coup, buvons-en deux, à la santé des amoureux, à la santé du roi de France. Et merde pour le roi d'Angleterre qui nous a déclaré la guerre. Shit to the King of England. Le commandant du bâtiment, le commandant du bâtiment, fit appeler son lieutenant, fit appeler son lieutenant. Lieutenant, sens-tu le courage? Dis-moi, te sens-tu assez fort pour prendre l'Anglaise à son bord? Buvons un coup, buvons-en deux, à la santé des amoureux, à la santé du roi de France. Hey, merde pour le roi d'Angleterre qui nous a déclaré la guerre. Le lieutenant fier et hardi, le lieutenant fier et hardi, lui répondit, capitaine, oui, lui répondit, capitaine, oui. Faites branle-bas à l'équipage, hardi, gabier, fier, matelot, faites monter tout le monde en haut, et buvons un coup, buvons-en deux, à la santé des amoureux, à la santé du roi de France. Et merde pour le roi d'Angleterre qui nous a déclaré la guerre. Le maître donne un coup de sifflet, le maître donne un coup de sifflet. En haut larguer les perroquets, en haut larguer les perroquets, larguer les riz puis vont arrière. Laisse se porter jusqu'à ce bord pour voir qui sera le plus fort. Et buvons un coup, buvons-en deux, à la santé des amoureux, à la santé du roi de France. Hey, merde pour le roi d'Angleterre qui nous a déclaré la guerre. Vire l'offre pour l'offre en arrivant, vire l'offre pour l'offre en arrivant. Je l'abordions par son avant, je l'abordions par son avant. À coups de hache d'abordage, de sabre et de mousqueton, nous l'avons mis à la raison. Buvons un coup, buvons-en deux, à la santé des amoureux, à la santé du roi de France. Hey, merde pour le roi d'Angleterre qui nous a déclaré la guerre. Que dira-t-on de lui tantôt? Que dira-t-on de lui tantôt? En Angleterre et à Bordeaux, en Angleterre et à Bordeaux, d'avoir pris un si beau navire. Un navire de 60 canons, nous qui en avons que 10 et de bons. Buvons un coup, buvons-en deux, à la santé des amoureux, à la santé du roi de France. Et merde pour le roi d'Angleterre qui nous a déclaré la guerre. And then for the wines of France. Buvons un coup, buvons-en deux, à la santé des amoureux, à la santé des vins de France, à qui nous devons le succès d'être vainqueurs.
We had the best potion maker, I reckon, in the whole country up there till about 18 months ago, when an awful misfortune happened. Now, the order was coming in for Christmas, and the wife, she was keeping the book, and so on. And when she run down the names on the book and looked at the bottles that was in the barn, they didn't tally. So he reckoned there was a good day's work to be done for to fulfill all those. So we started at 10 o'clock in the morning, and at 11 o'clock that night they turned the key in the barn. We were all contented with themselves, everything going according to plan. Any is that ever seen a poaching man working? I had the privilege on many occasions, and I watched this man, and it's very important to have the spoon. Any that goes till a wedding there, when the dessert comes up at a wedding, you know the spoon you get at. Well, if you stick it in your pocket, you're going to make fortune. That's the way. And when it's running there, he puts over the spoon every so often and he takes his sip. He lets it round his mouth and he doesn't say anything, but you can tell the smile that comes on his face when things is going well. Now, like the winemaker, you're supposed to spit that out when you're tasting it. But our man maintained that it was a sacrilege for to spit out such good stuff. He always swallowed it. So you know what he was like at 11 o'clock at night. All the treasure that he saw. He always took a jorum every night going to bed. And he had that in his hand. He didn't realise he was drinking all day. So he had his jorum with him going to bed just the same as usual. He had the flash lamp and he had the keys all coming out when he locked the door, and the moon was shining lovely and bright, and he looked up at the moon. Now that's the thing, if you're drinking scotchy, don't look at the moon. But he looked up at the moon and he started to go backwards. And he hit the rock behind him at about 175 miles. And he wakened up in the hospital, laying on his mouth and nose, and his two hips broke across. I needn't tell you what it was. And the blood sample was taken. 95% caution. And the authorities they were notified right away. That was the story anyway. But we know that that is not right. We know it was a jealous neighbour. And I'm not going to tell you down here for you wouldn't know him. But if any is up, John Kennedy, if ever you're at Mass and Mullaban, and if you see a man sitting up in the front seat, or in one of the seats up near the front, and no one sitting next down here, we all they are for life. I tried to sing the song here.
It's as good as the story of the Lou.
When you have people put you out.
People put you out.
'Twas early in December, the year was 91. Coming up on Christmas and work was to be done. As we fattened up the turkey, gave an order for the glass, with a man we knew could make the brew from the still at Carrigan Pass. He had 60 years of experience, this would have been 61. With the apparatus working for the wish was to be run. The lovely spring well water and the worm at half mast. Ah, he'd know the drips, sweet as maiden's lips, from the still at Carrigan Pass. But a traitor crept amongst us, upset our lovely plan. For the helicopter circled, and we knew that it would land. As it hovered round above us, we were able to forecast that the exciseness, the police and Brits would take our still from Carrigan Pass. Now the policemen, they stepped up the yard, the sergeant, he carried a phone. We believe you're making a putting here in his sharp northern tone. There was customs men from Lisbon town backed up by army brass, and without a delay they took that day our still from Carrigan Pass. But they first pulled out the battles as they sniffed and smelled around, and with hatchets and pickaxes they had lain on the ground, as they split and hold the barrels, and the punching flowed out clear and fast. From behind the door, the wife prayed more and more to save the still from Carrigan Pass. Now the old man, he was in the house, confined to the armchair, when he heard the liquid flowing. Sure, he scratched and he tore his hair, and he says, if I was at myself like in the days long past, they'd rue the day they came this way to seize me still from Carrigan Pass. Now the judge that passed the sentence on that cold and dreary day, he said to the defendant, have you anything to say? Well, it cured me sheep and cattle and the colic in the ass. How without a doubt, sure me light was out, but for me still at Carrigan Pass. But cheer up, my friends and neighbours, a bright day has come o'er the hill, for we have another creamery can, and we'll make a brand new still. And else then we'll throw a party and invite every lad and lass, and amidst the noise sure the steam will.
It's the road between Newport and Bray. It's a local Sunday.
And to those who seek pleasure in Ireland, oh, you need not go too far away to your Ultramore and Gardens, Blazestown, Varna, Lahinchar, Kilkee. Sure you'll find some enjoyment in coming, just in case that you might go astray. When you land in Tipperary, inquire for the road between Newport and Bray.
Bye, Frank. Lovely.
When you reach the white walls of the mountains, oh, inquire for the old copper mines. And when you proceed little further, you'll find yourself in Turinbrine. Ah, 'tis there you'll put up at a tavern, and the likes you won't find every day, for it's kept by a man named Mick Murphy on the road between Newport and Ray.
Lovely.
Miss Annie, she'll bring down the fiddle, and she'll play you a nice lively air. whilst Nora will await on the travellers. She's a lassie with brown curly hair. Almighty himself is civil, and he will strictly obey. Give 4 pints to a traveller on Sunday, on the road between Newport and Bray. Sure, the boys of their lifeboats are won. They're out every night at the dance, and the women are so fascinating that you won't find their equals in France. They get that I stagger my hagrams at the time of the drawn of the hay, from the dancing and swinging till morning, on the road between Newport and Bray. You may travel from Queenstown to Derry, or from Dublin right on to Mayo. You could visit Killarney and Kerry, or the homestead of old Brian Boru. But you won't find a place more enchanting, or the people so merry and gay. For the angels, they say, were seen sporting on the road between Newport and Bray.
Candle right at noon, the sky was bright and not a cloud did dark the skies of June. No eye has he for nature's charms, they don't deny his brain. Old flowery pines he rides away, and never draws the rain. Before him stands the tall great house of Glaslough Castle old, and in it dwells a youthful treasure more dear to him than gold. And in it dwells his own true love, his darling young Maureen. He hopes one day will bless his home in the woods of through so green. I have come to say goodbye to you, for tomorrow I must go with my brave army to Belfort, there to defend Own Row. I've come to look you in the eye and hear your answer sweet, for if I should in the battle fall, we never more shall meet. Go forth, my love, my blessings, go and fight the Saxon horde. I'll be your bride when you return without another word. That night he meets his army on the hills of sweet Tyrone, likewise the army of the north, likewise the fearless own. Right well O'Neill was pleased to see those gallant mountaineers who'd kept the Saxon foe at bay for many's a weary year. And while they fought on Benburt's plain, till the English flag went down, and few that night escaped them to Carrickfergus town. And when autumn's gold lay in the woods, and the berries bright and red, McKenna and his youthful bride in Glaslaw Church were wed, and never in her father's hall a fairer bride was seen than MacMahon's youngest daughter, his darling young
area, and there's a place up there over them particular place, and it's called Curragrove. And if you're down there in Wexford, you call it Curragrove. If you like to call it Carrigrove, which of course would be the proper pronunciation, but it doesn't make much difference, I suppose. It's a hill overlooking those places, and there's a lot of historic interest in it. And if you're not up there, you might be able to visualise what I saw when I was up. You may sing your fine songs and the stories tell of places and scenes that you all know well. But I'll tell you now of this hill I do know. It is called Carrigrove, where the wild flowers grow. It is often I have walked it and looked all around at places where history is still to be found. I look towards the west and I see Ferns town, where the old church and abbey, their ruins are near down. Goodbye, lovely. I look in amazement at MacMahon's domain, with his castle still standing, where his blood once did stain, where Oliver Cromwell his forces did band, for he murdered and plundered and ravaged our land. Right.
I can see Ball of Oak and Ball Shelmavere, where Father John Murphy with his life held dear. As I look down on the Harrow, where brave men did abide, it was there that a yeoman in 98 died. And now as I sit here on this hill for to rest, I can hear the small birds singing in the trees as they nest. Such peace and contentment is now to be found. May those men who achieved it in heaven be crowned.
And Jimmy shall be ready, lads.
Go up the door, lads.
There's a grave up in the the Cumra hills, a green grave all alone. Above it towers no monument, or as yet no marble stone. It's there the sunbeams ever play, and songbirds sing the verse. For in that lonely grave there lies a rebel's heart at rest. Pat Caton answered freedom's call, and he flashed his shining blade. At Kiltramore and Piltown Cross he fought all undismayed, till by young Fitzgerald's side he fell near fatal Abbey's side. Now the Shamrock Green, it can be seen where our young hero lies. One evening as I rambled out from my home beside the hill, oh, the memory of those gallant men my heart with pride did fill. For the love of dear old Ireland, their young lives they bravely gave. Now the curlew's cry peals loud and high above Pat Caton's grave. Farewell to friends I'll see no more, who give all for Ireland still. To the hills and dells that I knew so well, round Fenner and Dunhill, Garnham Morris woods in days long past, the sheltry home she gave to old and young who were on the run till they find a rebel's grave. A hawthorn hedge stands guard close by, oh, its blossoms scent the sweet. A babbling brook flows gently by, where the Cumra mountains meet. Above the sod the children trot and pay tribute to the brave. October winds do now lament around Pat Caton's grave. Thank you very much.
This is from the other end of the spectrum, no less.
That wouldn't be hard.
Town they called Belfast, an apprentice to trade I was found. And it's many's the low how sweet happiness that I spent in that neat little town. For to serve me time as an apprentice in York Street I did land. And the first thing I done when I got there was to purchase an old Morris van. And our headlamps hung out like black puddings. I thought she was queen of the land. She'd a bucket of spuds in her apron and a half a pig's head in her hand. One night while driving down North Street, she stopped and she stalled in the street. And when I got out to mechanic her, this old queer one I happened to meet. Says she, "You're up from the country, I know by the size of hand." But before she knew what happened to her, sure I had her stretched out in the old van. And her headlamps hung out like black puddings. I thought she was queen of the land. She'd a bucket of spuds in her apron and a pig's head in her hand. A policeman was standing beside us. He'd his fine machine gun in his hand. And the way that he walked around us, she'd swear that he owned me old van. Says he, "I find you guilty. You can plead it the best way you can. You can do many dull queer thing in Belfast, but not in the back of your van." For judge and jury next morning, the two of us did appear. And the old judge looked at me sincerely when he saw me nice bit of gear. "I'll give you 6 months in Clonmel. You can do it the best way you can." But I'd no doubt that when I'd get out, I'd still drive me old mother's van. And her headlamps hung out like black puddings. I thought she was queen of the land. She'd a bucket of spuds in her apron and a sow's head in her hand. Thank you very much.
Hey, this is John